Boris Schlossberg, Managing Director at BK Asset Management.
BK Asset Management's Kathy Lean.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Somebody give me a sound check. Let me know if you guys hear me okay, if everything is good. You guys can see the screens. We're all ready to rock and roll. Let me go to TradeOvate, show you guys the numbers. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Mic check, sound check, please, in chat. Let me know if you guys are hearing me and seeing me. G-Faz, Cheryl, good morning. Hans, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Asha, good morning. Namaste. Hi, everybody. Bob, you're all set up, by the way. Please go check your invite-only scripts. It should be there. Everything is all set up. Everybody who's a member should have the BKBFF indicator in their folder. If you do not, you're either not a member or there's some kind of issue with your membership, or you haven't joined us, which is really, really sad. So let me actually put in a join link here. Everybody go join us. Everything is, almost everything in that room is absolutely free for you, with the exception of just the indicators. Once you join, you get all the information, all the education, everything you need to begin to start trading with us. And of course, the indicators are a very, very small fee to become a part of the membership. So come on, join us. Hopefully you guys will really, really like this. What else? Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Apex has an amazing sale. I don't think it's 80% off. I think it's maybe 71% off, but it's like $300,000 account for the price of like a $50,000 account. So it's really, really good deals. Go look at that while we start getting ourselves organized. Another good morning for me. I've been very, 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 very selective this morning because it's been, I just had a million other things to do. And all we're trading is gold and the S&P. Not that we can't trade NASDAQ, we can. But I'm going to talk to you about something that I think is really interesting. Actually, let me see if I could, I got all this stuff here in the background here that you guys should not see. Okay, let me go in here. Let me go to tweet. It should go to Twitter. Go to my feed. I want to take you to my feed. A couple of things on my feed that I think are really, really interesting. And by the way, everybody on Twitter, get your asses over here. And let me actually put on Twitter our join link. Join BK. Let me put the link over here. So if you're on Twitter and you're just too lazy to make it over to YouTube, on Twitter is the join link to basically come join our community for free. So everybody come down here, have a good time, and join us. But here's what I wanted to show you. This is such a good definition from my friend Barry Ritholtz. It was for investing, but it's exactly the same thing for trading. Basically, it's the art of imperfect information to make probabilistic assessments about inherently unknowable future. There's like 3 things in there that are so absolutely accurate. 1, everything forward is unknowable, no matter how certain you are. All you can do is basically have a higher probability bet, a exercise in faith, effectively, that what you're doing has a better than a 50% chance of succeeding. And you will never, unless you're doing insider information, which is a completely different story, you'll never have perfect information. So you have to kind of just let go and understand that you are making constantly, you are grappling in the dark every day of your life. Now, the thing is that we're grappling every day, grappling in the dark every day of our life, in real life. But because there's far less volatility in real life than there's in markets, we tend to be fooled into thinking that we actually know what we're doing. Asher, you're asking me about, Asher is asking me about the EU trading session. You actually read my mind. So I took a break because I had a few, as people know, I had a couple of health setbacks. I am toothless now as a result of it. But I am back, and the EU sessions, just to let you guys know, everybody who's European who's listening to me, we're going to start trading Wednesday, Thursday. We're going to trade gold and Bitcoin in a little bit of a different format than I trade with you guys. It's not going to be, we're going to trade CFDs, and I have a special tool for CFDs. I have an MT5 tool for CFDs that we're going to trade with. And yeah, so it's going to be 5 to 6 a.m. So 5 to 6 a.m. New York, which is, I guess, like 9, 10 o'clock London, somewhere around there. We're going to be trading that now that we're off daylight savings time and everybody is sort of, I think, synchronized. Although, when does UK go to like regular time? Is it at the end of this month? I think it all gets screwed up again, right? But yeah, so Asher, London. I'm coming back to London starting tomorrow night, actually. So I already made the little posters and we're ready to go. So it should be a lot of fun. And we're going to focus on Bitcoin, which is completely different, trading idea, and gold. And we're going to trade that on CFD. So New York is going to be for futures. London is going to be for CFDs. That's hopefully going to make everybody's life a lot more interesting. The strategies are all going to be really, really good. So hopefully you guys will like all that. So that's the other announcement that I wanted to make. For now, so everybody kind of understand, what is that? Waycrest saying March 30th for the British summertime. Okay. All right. By the way, let's do a poll today at who fucking hates the daylight savings time. Okay. Here's the poll. It's going to be very skewed. It's going to be how much do you hate daylight savings time? And the answers are going to be 100% or 1,000%. Those are your only choices, because those are my choices. Here, let's have fun with that. That's going to be my poll for the day today. Okay, sorry. Is there an end to that comment? Okay, let me finish up that comment and I'll post it up. Anyways, the definition. Yeah, it's really complex. I totally agree. It's just completely unnecessary. We stopped being farmers about 1,000 years ago. Like, who the fuck needs daylight savings time? Just the worst thing in the world. Oh, what time is it? I got a sell signal here. Before I jump into everything, I got a pretty strong sell signal here. This is a trend signal. I definitely want to trade that with you guys. So let's watch this. 55 seconds left. Holy shit. It's we're opened up. We're really, really selling off hard here. This is a big ass candle. Let's wait until it completes. It's a lot of volatility. So the only danger here is that it could retrace on us, but we're going to wait till the full completion of the candle. I'm not going to jump on this thing because we know we broke the 5,700 level. So that's a big dump on the S&P. I think I told you yesterday, guys, that I'm sort of running a ratio of 3 to 1 trend to counter trend. That means 75% of my trades I want to be on the trend side, and only 25% of my trades on the counter trend side. Okay, 12 seconds left. Patience. Do not fucking pull your trigger here. This is a big candle. We want to settle in on the close. Okay, sell market. Come baby. Done. That's how you do it. You wait till the close until you get the final exhaustion, and then you got less than a second to make up your mind. So that's $50 to the good. We're good to go. First trade of the day. Nice. Okay. Back to my riffing for just 1 second. Back to my riffing. And just to kind of let you guys know what I have on the screen here is I have a 4-way panel. And this is my own arrangement. I just kind of like it this way. It's up to you. It's kind of in a diagonal format. So the mini counter trend is up, mini trend is diagonal, gold is on the bottom, gold counter trend is diagonal. I find that if I have one next to the other, it's less, for me, it's less visible. It's my own crazy kind of setup. It's up to you how you want to rearrange it. But basically, I'm trading gold and S&P only. Why? Could I trade NASDAQ? Hell yes, I could trade NASDAQ, but I suck at trading NASDAQ. I looked at my account. I actually looked at I looked at every single prop account that I blew. Every one of them. I think maybe 19 out of 20. Like, let's just, those are not real figures, but I'm just giving you like the flavor. If I blew 20, 19 of them were in the NQ and only one was in the ES. So the single most important thing I wanted to tell you is that in trading, it's not your strategy, it's not your execution. I got to sneeze. Here we go. Back to my sneezing. I'm sorry, guys. God, I hate spring. Okay. It's not your strategy. It's not your execution. It's not how smart you are. It's certainly not your market analysis. It's not any of those things. Those are all incredibly important. And you can't do well unless you do all those things well. But the single most valuable thing you can do in trading is stop doing what you suck at. Stop doing that which causes you the most pain, which is very much opposite of how we do it in real life. In real life, we're supposed to, absorb pain and learn from our pain and overcome pain and all the other bullshit about life. All of our Protestant ethic infused in us from the time we were born in every Anglo-Saxon country that all of us live and everywhere else in the world. That's all complete bullshit. The key to really good, successful trading is to actually avoid pain as much as possible by stopping the stupid thing you do. So like yesterday, I did just one NQ trade. I had a massive run yesterday. I showed this in my room. I did 1,000 in one and 1,000 in the other, right? So like a $2,000 day on $50 trades. $50. I never went beyond a $50 trade. I made $2,000. That is the easiest, best way to trade for me, right? And today I haven't done a single NQ trade. I have made this fucking vow, like a monk, that I will not trade NQ. Now, does that take away from your enjoyment? I'm sure it might, because I'm not doing NQs. I'm happy to show you NQ trades. I'm happy to show you how NQ trades would trade. There's a cool new feature in TradingView that we can run NQ in quasi trading mode, that I can show you how it's all done. I also want to show you the turn trades and how well those have been doing in the off hours. But when it comes to live trading, if you want me to, if you want to see me do well, and you want to learn just the techniques and not have me, go into a massive rant and rave every 5 minutes because I'm getting blown out, we're not going to trade NQ, right? You're welcome to trade NQ, but I suck at trading NQ, and it's been the best decision I ever made was to not trade it, right? So ask yourself, what is the instrument that you suck at most? And eliminate that from your program. Nathan is asking me if 2 minutes is my preferred time. Sorry, let me just go through some of the questions that everybody's asking me. Yes. So I love the 2 minute because it's kind of like it's a perfect, and again, my own personal bias, but it's a perfect combination of quick trade ideas, but not so quick that it's just too noisy. Like it encapsulates enough price action in 120 seconds to give you a meaningful signal. As you can see, the signals are money. They are money here, right? I mean, I'm taking pittances out of these signals, but the signals for the most part are just money, 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 right? both to the upside, both in trend to the downside, and trend to the upside in gold here. Gold, by the way, threatened the 350 before it finally came down. I'm kind of pissed. I'm talking. I missed it. I was looking for the reversal in gold. I'll tell you when I want to trade reversal trades. I told you it's a 75-25 break. 25% of the time, I only want to do reversals, but there are certain times when those are really, really good to look at. And this was one of those that I should have taken. I'm just, I can talk or I can trade, but I can't do both at the same time. Yeah, everybody hates the 4-week difference. I totally agree. Karen says she loves the NQ, but you taught the strategy, so it's okay if you don't trade it. I still like to watch the stream. Awesome. And also, Karen, I'm going to show you NQ trades, guys, on a longer term basis, which is really, really cool. Hang on a second. What's Dashcam asking me? Where can we find the indicators? In our you have to just join our group, and then you can just buy them from there. Okay, I'll put the join link right over there for Dashcam. Feel free to come in and join us. Let me also put in a link for Apex, guys. Get some Apex accounts. Asha made a really good point. He was saying that most people don't have a fucking clue what a CFD and a futures contract is. Here we go. So let me explain that. So it's not really complicated. They're the same thing, but just, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other in many ways. So a futures contract is generally, not always, but like 90% of it is traded in the United States of America, because the biggest futures exchange in the world is Chicago Mercantile Exchange. The biggest futures contracts are the S&P, NASDAQ, and gold and oil, right? The 4 contracts everybody trades. There's a smattering of futures contracts traded in London and on the Brent crude and the DAX. Those are really the only really big futures contracts. Now, there's a shitload of futures contracts all across the world, Nikkei also, so on and so forth, but none of those are even come close in terms of interest and volume. Basically, if you're trading futures, you're trading the S&P, you're trading NASDAQ, you're trading gold, you're trading oil on the United States futures exchange called the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. And if you are anywhere in the industrialized world, in the OECD countries, almost everybody can trade those instruments. And certainly if you're with Apex, which onboards everybody from all across the world, you can do it. If you happen to be in the emerging world, a lot more difficult because a lot of brokers will not take your business in the emerging world, because futures is a very regulated business. They really, the rules are very, very strict. So in the emerging world and everywhere else in the world that trades forex and indices and commodities, they trade them through CFDs. And CFDs essentially are versions of futures. They're called contracts for difference. And they're basically the same thing. They are artificial contracts that give you the right, but not the actual ownership share of an asset. So when you own a CFD of Tesla, you don't actually own Tesla. You own essentially a virtual right on Tesla's price, right? Just like when you own a future on NASDAQ, you don't actually own all the NASDAQ stocks. You just own the right on the price of the instrument. It's all basically gambling instruments on the price of the underlying. That's what they are. So CFDs are obviously great for anybody who is outside the United States of America, because they're banned in America because Chicago Mercantile Exchange wants a monopoly. But they're really, as I said, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, and that's how they trade. Now, we're going to trade, as I said, Bitcoin and gold, on a CFD basis in Europe, and we trade futures in the U.S. Right? Wow, we are really dumping. What's going on over here? What's going on over here? Ooh, wow, auto fit. Ooh, baby, look at that. Unwind to the kind. Okay, this is still a very, very strong trend move, right? So that S&P very much downtrend. The long-term moving average underneath the short-term moving average was always showing as trend, sell, sells. But we are getting to a point, usually when I get about 50 points. So it's about 720 to about 670. It's about a 50-point gap between the actual price and the long-term moving average price. At that point, I will start to entertain the idea of some counter trend moves, right? So I want to be looking at some possibly counter trend moves. if not now, but maybe in a little bit, on a little bit basis. In the meantime, turning our attention to gold, which has been in a very, very strong trend move, we actually have, if you look at gold right now, a clear, clean, relatively strong trend trade here. And we're going to wait for this trade. And if this trade holds, if the green candle holds, if the green triangle holds, we're going to trade this. Gold was essentially really hitting that, that top out level at the 30-50 level. But see, right now it turned on us, right? So here's my point. Gold actually, remember I said to you, I really like gold as a reversal trade, as a counter trend trade right over here at these levels. That would have been my trades to the downside, because we've been quite exhausted. We've been, we really had a long trend to the upside. So now it's only, if this becomes a trend trade that I may give it a shot. But it looks like we're kind of getting exhausted. So we're going to let gold be. The best opportunity for now for me is maybe a counter trend trade in NASDAQ, and still, if we move up and then come back down, a trend trade in NASDAQ. But that may take, a trend trade in S&P. But that may take a little bit of a move. Okay, gold's still kind of recovering, trying to hold this bid. 26 seconds left. We're going to be very, very patient with this, just like we were with S&P. We're not going to move on this candle until and unless it completes. But if it does, we'll take the trade. Let me set myself up here. Five, four. It's really got a hold bid here. All right. I'm in trade here. Target is 40.2. 40.2. That's my target. We'll see if it can extend. And gold gets down. Now, okay. So I'm going to talk to you about how I trade, and then you guys can obviously share your ideas of how you guys trade. What is this? Actual trade with an expiration date. Yes. So John is asking a couple of questions about CFDs. Let me just answer them, and then we'll move on to the points. So John is asking, CFDs are basically same as trading spot price. Essentially, they have financing costs just like futures do. So if you hold them for more than a day, you got to pay interest. Futures have a formal expiration date. CFDs are like perpetual futures. That's literally how you want to think about them. They just rolled over every day. That's actually the perfect definition of a CFD, right? What's my take on trading the Dow? Untouchable. Are you in the U.S. or are you in the? Are you trading futures or are you trading CFDs? Because the answer to that question depends on what you're doing. So if you're trading futures, almost nobody in America trades Dow futures. It's literally 1/10 to 1/20th. The where are you? You're in Canada. I think in Canada you can actually trade CFDs, right? So in Canada, you probably could trade futures, but if you're trading futures, I mean, Dow is fine. It's just very illiquid. It's not illiquid, but it's 100,000 contracts a day versus a million, 1.2 million, versus 2 million in the S&P and 1 million, 1.2 million in NASDAQ. It's very, very, very active on the CFD front. Across the rest of the world, almost nobody trades the S&P. They trade the US 30, which is Dow, and NASDAQ. And the reason why is because it's a $40,000 product. So the movement in the Dow is amazing. So if you're trading on a CFD basis, you can definitely trade CFDs on a Dow basis. Yes. So, it all depends. It's not that, I'm dissuading. It's just that when we're trading futures, we're trading the most active and the most liquid products we want. Because remember, we're in and out. We want that liquidity. We're trading ultra short-term momentum. So for those of you guys who are watching me and you see my trades go boom, 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 why are my trades, oops, sorry, hang on a second, guys. I just dropped something. Why are my trades so fast? Because they're fast and furious. What I do is I take the smallest possible profit with the highest possible probability of success. And I do it over and over and over again. Effectively, I do it once every 10 to 15 minutes for however long I'm looking at screens. I can walk away from a screen for a couple of hours, come back. It's like practicing putts all day long. I do nothing but hit 2-inch putts all day long. So there's not much glory in that because the profits are small. But you put together 20, 30 putts or 20, 30 trades in a row, and you get $1,000 a day. Like I started the day at 151, I'm at 515, absolutely dicking around. Just since I woke up this morning, I had to deal with a million different emails for Kathy. Did a whole bunch of customer responses, made my daughter breakfast, took her to school, walked the dogs, had my own breakfast, got other things. This is like ever since and in the meantime, on and off, when I'm coming back to the screen, on and off, I've been able to make these trades. So if that kind of approach where you're not contingent on having to be at the screen at a specific time, specific hour only, because it's the only time of the day when you can make money, attracts you, that's a good approach. But the trade-off is, you're making small trades all the time, and you're just looking to make them consistently. So about half the room, yesterday we polled the room, about half the room said they like short-term trading, and the other half of the room said they like longer-term trading. So I want to show you some longer-term trading that is also embedded in the BKBFF indicator. And why are gold futures not also the June contract? Peter, because it's the fucking CME, okay? If you're looking for reason and rationality, then the last place you want to look at is the futures market, okay? Because the indices trade on a 3-month expiry cycle, but gold trades on a every single month expiry cycle, okay? So it's just convention, right? It's like, why is it dollar CAD, but euro dollar, right? Same bullshit. There is no rhyme or reason in anything we do. We just, our job is not to question why. Ours is just to trade and die, right? So that's the answer. So we're still on the April contract in gold. That's the front contract, but we're now rolled over to the June contracts in the S&P and NASDAQ, right? So I want to show you a couple of things. Waker is saying, trying to get involved. That's very true. Very, very true. If you're looking for longer term, extensions of moves, like longer term conditional moves. What I do completely avoids that issue. I'm happy to dick around with a market because I'm looking for such small tips, I'm looking for such small tips of that slice that I can make money even in the most brutal of range markets, right? GFA says that what happened here? Wait, hold on. What was your comment? You ran 8 tick all day and it seemed to work as well. Yeah, I'm sure it does. And good for you. I'm glad you ran that. And there's lots of people who are going to do their own variations of what I do really, really well. And I wish you the best of luck. And I think it's great. For me, there's like a lot of different reasons for why I run a 4-tick move. Not the least of which is because, as you can see, I'm so distracted by so many different things that I don't have any margin for error. So I'm either going to get done on the highest probability trade, or I have to be fully engaged on trading. And unfortunately, I don't get that offer. So it's all the key to success is not the Boris's recipe. The key to the success is Boris's indicator with your own interpretation of how you want to use it. The indicator is the magic part. Your job is to turn that magic into money, right? That's the key thing. So everybody's going to do it different. There are guys in my room who run 20 tick profits. There are guys in my room who milk trades like you wouldn't believe. And they pay for every prop test that I pass, they pass like 10. Okay, so it's completely individually dependent, and I think it's great. That's my job is to help you succeed. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to trade for you. If I wanted to trade for you, what would be the good of that? I make the money, you get to watch it. No, my job here is to help you succeed, teach you the skills, and hopefully you guys do it much better than I do it. So that having been said, here's what I want to show you, because there's this new cool functionality in TradingView that can help you practice a lot of this stuff and also gauge your own style out of this thing, right? So I want to we're going to pull away from trying to see if there's any interesting signals here. No, I'm not really interested in anything right now. I'm looking for a possible counter trend trade in the S&P, because I said the S&P is really stretched out, but it's all downward trend for now. So there's no big signals. So let's go to NASDAQ trend, because people, Karen was saying, she loves NASDAQ. She does really great. So I'm going to go to NASDAQ. I want to show you something very cool, which is the replay functionality in TradingView now to lets you practice these trades. So I'm going to give you my idea of how I trade the S&P. So what I did is I went into replay mode. We have BKBFF on the charts. We have NASDAQ, and I'm going to go tick by tick. I'm going to go tick by tick until I get to a signal. Okay, I have a signal, right? So now I have a signal here at NASDAQ. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a sell, because obviously a sell signal. But here's the cool part. I'm going to create a sell signal, and you can actually do a stop loss. So let's say I'm in over here at 1949. My stop loss is going to be 69 right there. 69. And my take profit will be should be $100. Where is that? It's $100. It's basically $100 take profit and $400. It's I'm running a 1-to-4 risk reward ratio all the time. And again, as I said to you, it's got to be high probability. Otherwise, there's no point. But the reason why I'm hitting all these targets is because I have a very high probability setup, as you can see, as my P&L grows. So I break all the rules that everybody teaches you, and show you that it can be done this way. You can do it the other way. You can try to flip it around and try to do 400 for 800. You want to do it that way? Be my guest. The cool thing with the indicator is that you can actually practice all these different positions. So like, let's go on over here. I want to show you something cool. So now I'm just going to trade this forward, trade this forward. Boom, I'm done. See how that take profit is done over here? Let's go a little bit more. Let's see if I have any more signals. Let's see if I have any more signals. Oh, NASDAQ. Shit. The only problem is, let's go back. Let's just go back to this signal. Okay. Here's another signal. Oh, sorry. Okay, that's a signal, right? So it paints the signal. Now I'm going to do another sell. Again, 400 stop. So we're just gonna. It's easy. It's actually easy to look at to do it by U.S. dollars. So close enough. I don't know, 400, whatever. And then $100 target. That's all I want. It's a $100 target. All right, I can't. All right, we'll just do 105. Does this work? Let's see. Boom. Another take profit, right? So you can just play the game, give yourself a lot of confidence in trying to understand how these trades work themselves out, right? So that's kind of cool in terms of how these trades play themselves out. Kayas, did you get the indicator by joining our group and then actually purchasing it? So I'm just putting the join link over here to our free community, and then within the free community, you can go in there and say, hey, I want a beginner bundle. Just look for the beginner bundle, and you can purchase that, and you'll get the indicator. Okay. Yes, exactly. This is a really, really good point. But John just says, bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. Exactly. So I consider myself a hummingbird. I'm not even a bull or a bear. I'm just a hummingbird. I take tiny little profits, but I do it all day long, any day, anytime. The advantage of taking tiny profits is that it doesn't require any big movement on the part of the market. So range, trend, counter trend, I can make money in every market environment. The downside of it is I'm making small profits every time. So you got to really, you got to pluck away for a lot of profits. But as I said, this is just me since 5 o'clock this morning. I'm up $500. $1,000 a day in a nice casual way. I'll take it any time. At least for my own personal trade. So for those of you who are not interested in scalping, or may want to enhance your scalping with some longer term trades, BFF indicator within it has buried within it one of the greatest trend shift reversal strategies you can possibly find. It's just starting out right now at the 10 o'clock, but let's go to yesterday. We're going to go to yesterday's charts. And here's the cool part about how to think about this and how to actually trade this. Actually, I haven't done this at all. So remember, the idea is that between 10 and 12, generally, on most given days, if you've had a move one way, you're going to have a counter trend move the other way, right? And trend shift is going to start showing you signals of that particular move. Now, a couple of words of warning. I only take the first, unless the first signal is a false signal, I get stopped out and I have a second chance. I'm only going to take the first trend shift signal in the 10 o'clock hour. So in this particular case, we're going to create a replay mode right over here. And this cool thing we can really trade the trend shift mode. Here we are in trend shift mode. Actually, to be perfectly honest, this is before 10 o'clock hour, so it's not really a legitimate signal. So we're going to keep going. Wait for the first legitimate signal that we can. Here we go. Here's the first trend shift signal. Okay, so we're in this particular cell structure, right? I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm a little bit late. That's actually no. I want to. Excuse me, guys. This I want to go back to replay. No, sorry. I wonder if I can go back. Yes. Start replay. I want to go back to Monday. Sorry, I started just a little bit too late. I'm still learning how to use this replay mode for educational purposes. To kind of, because when you're doing it yourself, you know exactly what you're doing. It's really cool. Okay, let me find the signal. Okay, first signal over here, right? So this is sell signal. I want to be short NASDAQ, so I'm going to do sell. And where's my stop? Where's my target? My stop should be at the swing high, or in this case, the highest point from the 10 o'clock hour, which is about $1,000, right? And my target is going to be twice that stop. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I can't show you this fully completely, so you're going to just, trust me on this idea. I'm going to use 2 units. So obviously, this is too much risk to do on the large contract, so you'd have to do it on a small contract. But the principle is what I want to show you here. So I'm going to use 2 units. So basically, if I'm doing a micro, it's a $200 risk. In this case, it would be like a $2,000 risk. The first unit is going to be taken at 1/2 the risk. So when this thing goes to $500 in profit, I'm going to take away off first unit, and I will not move the stop. The stop will remain minus 1,000. So if I get stopped out, I'm minus 500. But the second take profit is going to be plus $2,000 right over here. Let's go to $2,000. Okay, 195. And let's see if my second target gets hit in this particular scenario. So we're going to go boom, 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 boom. Do we get hit? Very close. Really, really tight. Really close. I'm staying in the trade. Staying. Boom. We get hit. Okay. So in this particular recap, and I'm going to use the large contract just for educational purpose only, I made $500 on the first half of the position and $2,000 on the second half of the position. So $2,500 in total, right? And I had $1,000 risk, which if it was 2 times risk would have been minus 2,000. But if I took the first half off, the whole idea here is using a 2-unit structure. The first exit is very, very high probability. So you offset some of the potential loss, and you're allowed that you give yourself plenty of room and time to stay for that big milk trade. So you have 3 scenarios. Worst case scenario, about 15% of the time, you're minus 2,000, right? The general scenario, like 55% of the time, you're like maybe minus 500, right? And then 45% of the time, you're plus 2,500. And because you're so much money on that, 45% of the time, it's more than pays for all those, occasionally large losses, and certainly the tiny small losses. And you are net positive big time on a couple of trades a day. So in this case, this is, we're going to just keep trading this again, just keep going. So it's a 10 o'clock hour. As I said, I only would have taken the first couple of trades here on the reversal, but now we're going to come in the second seance. The second possibility of all of this is the 2 o'clock hour, the 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock hour. So here I am. Here's a reversal trade to the upside. Very, very small risk for me, right? I'm gonna do a buy here, and my risk is going to be just this bottom of the range, which is what, $830, and my take profit will be $1,600, right? $1,600, right? So my risk is twice the risk. Let's see if this plays out. We're actually going to go boom, 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 and we're done. So 2 trades, and you're up like massive amount of money, just massive amount of money, and it's a lot different. It's like making $2,000 on 2 trades versus making $2,000 on 20 trades. Completely different approach to how you want to trade, but it's very, very productive either way. So I wanted to just kind of show this to you because the BKBFF can do both. That's the really cool part of this indicator. Now let's get out of the replay mode. Let's just see what's going on in the land of live trading. So we had a counter trend trade here, kind of a relatively weak trade. I didn't take this trade, which I'm kind of glad I didn't. But the next counter trend trade, if I get a second green triangle on the counter trend places, I will be happy to take it. I think we have at least a modicum of a small thing. Conversely, oops, sorry, I'm showing the wrong thing. I'm showing NASDAQ. I should be showing S&P. Conversely, we may still have a little bit more of a trend move here. Remember, the market is really, really sold off. Let's see if we get one more trend signal, and I'll trade that to the downside if I can get a good trend signal to the downside on the S&P. Let's see what we got here. So so on and so forth. We have a possible trade in NASDAQ on the reversal side. Is that what you're telling me? You know what I can do? Let me see if I can do this. Let's see if we can go to a different chart. We go to Scalper. We're going to go to this is in the we're in Scalper mode. Let's see if we can go to shift reversal. Okay. This is just in white mode, just for contrast purposes. But we'll see if I get a move on this. So far, I got nothing. So we'll watch the and see how that goes. All right. In the meantime, a couple of links. Everybody get the Apex link over here and the join link. I'm going to put those. I'm going to put those on Twitter also, since a lot of you guys are watching me on Twitter and you're all lazy bastards and are not coming over. So let me put those on links. I'm going to put the Okay. Links from my YT live. Oops, I wrote kink. I wrote kink instead of. All right, that also works. Okay, let's do this. Join and Apex. All right, I'm going to start doing this so that you guys can follow me. Reversal swing models happen at 10 New York to 12 New York and 1 to 3 New York. Those are the times where I'm looking for reversal moves on either one of those situations. All right, so we're dipping back down on the S&P at the 670. So that's 668, 665. Acting as support right now for us. We're pretty, we're comfortably stretched out by about 50 points on the S&P. So let's see if there's any more juice to go. I'm watching both. I'm watching both diagonals here. Yes, trend. Okay, so now I have a sell signal popping up here. This is just the beginning of the candle. So by no means is it a real signal until it completes. But if I do get a sell signal, I'll probably take it as one last trend move to the downside. And if I start getting a reversal signal, I absolutely do want to take a reversal signal. I do think I think the chances here are stronger that we have a little bit of a reversal versus a continuity, but both are okay for me to trade. That's funny. My friend Adam Button just posted that S&P traded at 666 and people were still using Facebook. It's true. It's true. Lee, the new version is the BKBFF. It's been sent out to everybody. You should have it. You should have an email on it. If you don't have it, let me know. Message me, please. Does scalper work on traditional price levels? At all trading view, yes, it does. Sorry, at all trading view, yeah, it's fully functional for all trading view. So it kind of slowed down. Wow, we just became molasses, man. Price action kind of died. All right, a tiny little sliver of a sell signal here, but we are going to prepare ourselves for it. If it holds 3, 4, 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1, sell. All right, we short this thing. The target is going to be, let's go to big screen so we can see the target is 66.50. Right, so it's a lot of target. Yeah, I'm not loving this sell, but I'm taking it because I want to stick to the discipline of the strategy. If we get tagged out, not a problem. This will be my first tag out of the session probably, and then I will wait for the next possible signal, and I will go larger size. That's the beauty of having small size. I can increase my size and basically wash away any of the hits that I have here. So we'll see. Now we'll see if this thing dips a little bit longer. The target is, it does work. Okay, so still yet another good P&L for me. We took it. It was a little bit of I was a little bit late on the entry, but it was good. It was good enough, for government work. Do we accelerate this move? Maybe. That would be really kind of negative. Most likely, what I'm going to be looking at now is that because we're so stretched out, right, and we kind of really rezoned, I'm actually going to start looking for the reversal trades. As I said, I want to do 3 trend trades for each reversal trade. I'm pretty much staying on that ratio today. I only get involved on reversal trades when I have a huge amount of separation between moving averages. So there's potential for reversal. However, having said this, the huge amount of separation between moving averages is a double-edged sword. It's also telling you there's a huge trend on the way, and the trend could accelerate to the downside. So don't sit there and try to buy every falling knife. This thing will not going to trigger me until and unless it actually shows a turn. So do not guess a turn when you're trading this. You don't need anything for, well, okay, I'm not sure. Okay, so here's the thing. If you have Apex and you buy Tradeovate, which is the platform that I'm going, it's fully integrated into TradingView. And on our in our website, because I don't want to go through all of the technical support here. On our website, as a part of your free membership, you can actually see me show you how you connect your Tradeovate to your TradingView. It's super easy once somebody shows you, and you connect it, and you get real-time quotes. Everything is real-time on TradingView. When it comes to TradingView itself, there's two types. You can have a free TradingView, which actually would be perfectly okay because it allows you to have one or two indicators for free. So you could attach BFF for free, a TradingView. But almost everybody who's serious about trading uses a TradingView like Pro version, which is about $12 a month. And they also have like a big sale every Black Friday in November, and we always lock in the annual sale. So my recommendation is, if you want to trade and you want to be very, very comfortable, not restrained by any freebie propositions, you can just buy yourself the $12 TradingView thing, and then once you get an Apex account, you have access to all real live trading data, which is very expensive actually, but it's all free. So so that's the answer. Okay. All right, let's see what else is going on over here. So as I said, I'm kind of patiently waiting to see if I get a turn on this thing. Gold has been very, very quiet. Gold kind of dies out at this time of the day, and I sort of lose a lot of interest in it unless we have some big moves. I think the reason why gold dies out is because Europe pretty much ends their day like right now. And once Europe leaves, a lot of liquidity leaves gold, unless there's some really, really big. It's the siren. What the fuck was that? What do you think that is? All right, let's see if you guys can guess that. Police, ambulance, or fire truck? What was that? Police, ambulance, or fire truck? Give me an emoji. Give me your best emoji of what you think this is. Yes, definitely a fire truck. Fire, because they sound like an elephant. They're like, get the fuck out of my way. It's like nothing is funnier than, well, I mean, it's not funny because obviously they're in an emergency situation, but it's always like, it always cracks me up. There's no, inevitably some cab driver or some tourist is just going to freeze up and like stop in the middle of a road while the cops are trying to get through, and the cops will get on their PA system and they'll just like, sir, get the fuck out of the way, make way for the police. It's just like, it's just in a complete New York rant. It's just, I've heard it so many times, hilarious. The cops just bully you right off the road. What the fuck are you doing? Move over to the side, get away. It's just really, really funny. There's very little tolerance for stupidity in New York. It's really very cute. But that was fire, definitely fire. Yeah, the horn is sometimes it requires more than the horn to get these people out. Okay, so what do I got here? I'm still just patiently waiting. I mean, that's the thing, guys. The thing that has really, really improved my trading is I started following the signals on the indicators instead of trying to free both, and then just being really like if there's no signal, I don't do anything. I don't care. Just chill out. Gold, by the way, has a sell signal here. That's an interesting. Gold first sell signal in quite a while. Remember, we just changed trends, right? This trend, we've had an uptrend since like 3 o'clock in the morning. We're literally at it, and this is the first downtrend. Like, this is worth taking as a signal. because it's kind of showing you that, I mean, it's worth for us to sort of, I've been focusing on the S&P, but this is a worthwhile gold signal. Let's wait for this thing. Let's see if it feels like there's some serious profit taking starting to come in here a little bit. Let's see if this is going to be worthwhile for us. 43 seconds. That's still really just so slow. You know what I'm going to do? So when I'm not that confident, and I sort of just want to probe how real this downtrend is, I will go to the micro. That's the other thing. I like to do. If I'm not vibing, like I want to have a lot of confidence that this is going to be a continuity. This is pretty much going to be a continuity trade. But I'm gonna do this on a micro contract. You're actually not going to see it because I don't have the micros. Oh, I do have the micros up. Yeah, I can show you the micros. No, I don't have the micros up. I haven't put up the new micros yet. So it's 2 seconds. I'm going to sell. What happened here? Did I not sell it? Okay, I sold the micros at 3032.3, 3032.3, and the target is 31.8. So let's see if 31.8 does it. Where's my micros? I thought I had the micros in here. Okay, let me. Now it's going to. I got stopped out of my micro. You can see it. Actually, well, you guys actually saw it on the thing here, right? I didn't realize that you guys can actually see the trades, and that's why I did the micro, because I didn't have a lot of confidence on this particular trade, because it was kind of like the first. We've had a very, very strong trend. It's the first peak to the downside. I didn't want to do. Oh, and now we have a trade that I do like, and now we can look at this. So now I have a true turn trade in the S&P. Kind of made a little bit of a bottom of that 660. So now we're going to watch this, and this is a trade that we're going to do. So that's another trick I was going to tell you. If you're really kind of not vibing the trade, but the signal is there, and you want to just probe the signal and see if the signal, is any good, you can always, downgrade to the micro. That way it doesn't hurt too badly. Let's see what this one wants to do. 33 seconds left. It's kind of giving me a little bit of a turn signal here. Let's see if you can hold it. Candle's got to hold before we can make the move. All right, I'm in the trade. I waited till the very much last minute because I really didn't like the way this trade was trading. It was, trading on the end of the candle. But let's see if we can, eke out a little bit of a push here. 71.50 is the exit, and we got done. And we got done on the 71.50, and that trade works out nicely, and it's all good. Okay. So you kind of see, how it's trading. Oh, and then one last thing. Geez, I know I'm just giving you so many, contingencies, but all these contingencies are all about not making stupid trades. No, Richard, we are on BK, BFF, no versions. This is a brand new indicator. I'm killing all the other indicators. By the end of this month, I told everybody we are migrating to this one. It's just BKBFF. This is the final version. K kind of like, redid the whole version for me. That's it. So it's not you've been away, and I sent an email to everybody. You should all have the email. If you haven't gotten the email, it's because there's something wrong with your membership. So get a hold of me, and let's take a look at your membership. So everybody who's a member got the email about the upgrade to the BKBFF. Okay, but my last trading tip for you guys for the day today. Another good day, as you can see. We started. I think we started what 300. Now we're almost at 600. I now take only the first triangle. I don't even take the second triangle. I restrict myself to the juiciest trade I can. I only want and I actually don't like this. I'm just using it as an analogy. I only want the filet mignon. You know, I'm not a actually not. I'm a ribeye kind of guy. But the point is, I want just the absolute slice of the trade, and then I just wait, and then I just wait for the next one. Because it's, you know, if I don't even take the second. The second, I could have made more money. I could have gone boom, and I could have gone second time around. It's fine. I stopped virtually all greed I can. You know, I turned very ascetic in my trading, and it has worked wonders for me. For me, it depends on how you trade, but I'm just telling you how I trade now, and hopefully that makes sense for you guys. All right. All right, final questions. Good session today. We had a good run. Hopefully I'll get a little bit I'll get a little bit more trading done later, but overall pretty good, pretty good. No argument from me. What do you guys think? Do you guys enjoy the session? You guys like the new indicator? And looks like the poll today is 62% hate the DST 100% of the time, and 38% hate it 1,000% of the time. So that is very, very good polling. Yes. Oh, GFUS. Yes. GFUS is reminding me about the interview I did with Nick Leeson, which is really fun. It's on our channel. Of course, obviously, everybody who's in the channel, everybody on YouTube, guys, if you're streaming, subscribe, you bastards. Okay, fucking subscribe, because you're gonna get so much free stuff. Everything gets popped up. When I go live, it gets popped up, so you don't have to wonder, oh, is he gonna do live today or not gonna do live today? Okay, it's gonna tell you. So just subscribe to the goddamn channel and bring all your friends to the channel. But on the channel, there's an interview with Nick Leeson, which I did, which is amazing, because I kind of feel like I got him to reveal a lot more private information that he's ever done about how Barings blew up, the single greatest financial blow up in the history of British banking, and still to this day, I think. And it's just really, really worth watching. It's a really, really fun video. So go on the channel and have a good time. Thank you, Miguel. Thank you. I'm glad you, Franco. Everybody likes this. Thank you. I'll take all the compliments I can get. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So yes, the key to my success is I have completely turned myself into a monk. I only take the first trade. I only take the short targets. I only take the signals, and I only take the trend trades 75% of the time. So there's a lot of onlys in there, and I don't fucking trade NQ ever, right? So it's pretty much an oatmeal diet, but it's amazing at how much money you can make on an oatmeal diet, right? I just eliminated pretty much as many of my bad habits as I possibly could. Yeah, Richard, email me if you have any problem. If anybody who's not, everybody who thinks that they're a member but have not gotten the BKBFF, email me or contact me, and let's take a look at your membership, because it's a problem with your membership that we need to. If you haven't received the email, it's a problem with your membership. We just got to straighten it out. Okay. So everybody else, become a member. Here's the join link again, and here's the Apex link. Please do both. Have a good time, guys. I really want to see you in the room. So thank you very much, London peeps, European peeps, African peeps, Asian peeps. We're gonna do Bitcoin and gold tomorrow, 5 a.m. Be there or be square. So we're back in business to Europe. Very, very different content, very different tools, but a lot of fun. So come and hang out with me then. We're gonna do a kind of a TradingView MT5 format versus TradingView Trade-of-8 format. So enjoy. I'll see everybody later. Thank you so much. Been a really, really good session again. I'm just trying to be good. I'm just trying to be good and not do stupid things. Thank you, guys. Everybody enjoy. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later.